It's amazing to think that 7 or 8 years have passed since the financial crisis. In that time, an enormous amount has been achieved by regulators and by market participants to address the very serious issues that were the cause of that crisis. Here we are in 2015, where we find ourselves somewhat at an inflection point, where we move from purely just regulatory compliance to assessing the impact of those regulations on our business model in terms of operating model, how we interact with our clients and the products that we want to trade. All of which hopefully will lead to an improved return on equity for investors.
Arguably, one of the areas which has been most heavily impacted by regulatory change has been risk. One of the key areas I'd like to highlight is BCBS 239. This regulation requires banks to implement risk aggregation and reporting. The reality is that BCBS 239 has proved enormously difficult and challenging for the global banks, who have until January 2016 to comply. The second wave of banks to comply with the BCBS 239 regulations are the domestically, systemically important banks, and they have 3 years from their designation as DSIBs to implement the guidelines. And they have an opportunity to get things right the first time and to avoid a lot of the pitfalls that have been encountered by the GSIBs.
A consultancy, JWG, has stated there are 60,000 pages of regulation today in force. This is due to rise to 190,000 by 2020. These regulations have increasingly interdependent implications on the whole of the enterprise. If you change one measure, that can have a material impact on other measures downstream. The answers to these challenges therefore need to be enterprise-wide and not siloed. This working model we term as the new normal, a regulatory agnostic way of dealing with the business. To help our clients with this, we've launched our survey. It's to allow them to extract more value from regulatory change by sharing experiences across the market.